My name is Dr. Jessie Sanders, owner and chief veterinarian of Aquatic Veterinary Services. Today we'll be discussing how to safely add new fish, also known as acclimating fish. So, first we're going to answer two questions. Are you all done with quarantine? If you are, yay, congratulations. And this is not a 1 to 2 week quarantine. This is the full to 6 week quarantine that I've, recommended several times. If it's been 1 week, you can come back and watch this video a couple weeks later. But if they have completed their 4 to 6 week quarantine period, congratulations, it's time to move them into their new tank or pond. If your fish is coming home from the store and moving into quarantine, great. This is exactly the video that you want to watch. If your fish is coming home from the store and going directly into that new tank or pond, you should go watch our quarantine video, and I'll tell you what a terrible idea that is. So again, your fish is all done with a 4 to 6 week quarantine period, or they are ready to go into their quarantine tank. Now we can talk about how to safely add them to their new tank or pond. So first thing you want to do is check the water chemistry. This is specific to ponds and tanks that already have fish in them. So obviously, if you have any problems with your water chemistry, and in the links in the description below, we'll share you how to fix all that. If you have a problem, you probably don't want to add a new fish. But since they're in quarantine, they're fine to hang out. If it's a brand new tank going into quarantine, obviously this is nice clean water. Just make sure that you add your water conditioner to get rid of the chlorine and chloramine. So, water chemistry is good. We're going to take our fish in the bag, or if we have them in a nice bucket, provided they have room to swim around easily and there's at least a couple inches of water over their head. In order to acclimate them, we have to essentially get them used to the new water that they're going into. So if you have a small bag, you're going to open it up and kind of float it on the surface of your tank or even your pond. Again, if they're in a bucket, they're going to be close to the edge. Then for small fish, you want to take 2 tablespoons of the tank that they're going into and gently pour that into the bag. If you have, say, a bigger goldfish or a small koi in a bag or a bucket, you're going to do about a 1/4 cup at a time. If you have a really big fish, obviously this is going to be about a 1/2 cup of water at a time, maybe even a cup if you've got a really big fish bag. You'd be surprised how big these bags can come for with their fish. So you're going to repeat adding the water from their destination, tank or pond, into their holding tub, again, depending on the size, every about 5 to 10 minutes until the volume of water has doubled in size. At that point, you're going to scoop them out of the bag or the bucket. Again, depends on their size. You probably need to use a net for this, and gently place them into their new home. And then most importantly, watch them for about 10 to 20 minutes and do not get rid of that water just yet. So, normal signs of a fish that is acclimating correctly. If they are kind of sitting on the bottom there, sitting around like, what the heck just happened to me? Where am I? Who are these other fish? That's a normal response. If they go and hide somewhere under a rock in a corner, again, also a normal response. If they're swimming around very quickly or very slowly, again, this is all a normal response for acclimation. But signs that you should be worried about a fish in distress is if they go into the tank and then fall on their side, or if they actually physically try to jump out of the tank. In this case, you want to make sure that they go back in their holding tub or their bag, that's why we didn't get rid of it, and make sure they get back to normal. And if they have any of those reactions, you really need to, again, test your water chemistry very closely. And if you're using strips, which you really shouldn't, go out and buy a new liquid-based test kit. If you have a liquid-based test kit and it's kind of old, like we're talking 10-ish to 12 months, go out, get another one, because again, changes in your water chemistry, especially concerning pH and temperature, can mean a really big deal for a fish that, could have possibly been isolated in this bag for hours. So once you've checked, again, the pH and temperature specifically, If the temperature is within 5 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius, and the pH is within 0.5, that is safe to move them into the tank. Again, if they have a poor reaction the second time, they're going to need to move to a hospital or quarantine tank until you figure out what's going on. So if for some reason you have to move a fish quickly, so say your tank is leaking, there's going to be a power outage, you need to move them now. This is when, again, we're going to test our pH and our temperature. If our pH is within 0.5 and our temperature is within 5 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius, you can get ahead and move them on over. If it's not quite in that range, again, do that acclimation process. You can try to speed it up a little bit, but pay close attention to your fish. And again, make sure that they are not showing any signs of distress. So thank you so much for watching our video today on how to safely move fish and acclimate them to their new environment. We hope that all of your fish stay happy and healthy. And if you have any questions about aquatic veterinary medicine or fish care in general, we are here to help. Thanks and have a great day.